This day week, voters in mid-Ulster will go to the polls to elect a new MP to replace Martin McGuinness. They have 4 candidates to choose from: Sinn Féin's Francie Malloy, Patsy McGlone from the SDLP, the Unionist Unity candidate Nigel Lawton, and Eric Bullock from Alliance. And with 7 days to go, it seemed like the right time to get an insight into the campaign by inviting them all to take part in a pre-election debate. Our political editor, Mark Davenport, is with me now to explain precisely how we ended up with just 2 of the 4 in the studio tonight. Mark?
Well, the production team, as you know, Mark, but just to explain to the viewers, did invite all 4 candidates in. They thought they were making good progress because by the end of yesterday they had agreement from 3 of the candidates, Francie Malloy of Sinn Féin and the 2 candidates who we have here. They were still at that point waiting to hear from the Unionist Unity candidate Nigel Lawton. Now, late this morning, coming up to lunchtime, Nigel Lawton's camp got in touch and declined the invitation. And they basically said it's a short campaign, and with only a few days left until polling, Nigel is concentrating his efforts on canvassing in the constituency. So they decided not to show. And then we had this triggered then a response because we obviously had to inform the other participants. And Sinn Féin then said, well, they had agreed to a debate which included 4 candidates. If it wasn't going to include all 4 candidates, they then pulled Francie Malloy out.
Mark, are you surprised that Nigel Lawton, this Unionist Unity candidate, didn't take the opportunity to make his case on TV tonight?
Well, certainly on the face of it, it looks pretty surprising. You'll remember, obviously, that when it came up that they had selected this Unity candidate, it caused quite a furore. It caused actually the resignation of 2 Ulster Unionist MLAs, so the stakes were pretty high. And when Mr Lawton handed in his nomination papers, Peter Robinson talked by his side about this being a good opportunity to put forward the case for the union. So one might have expected a vigorous campaign. That said, in the last few days I've been hearing increasingly from journalistic colleagues who've been trying to put together constituency profiles either for newspapers or for other broadcasters and so on, that they found Mr Lawton quite elusive. He does have a Facebook page. It is obvious he's been out canvassing because there are plenty of pictures there, but people have found it a bit hard to pin him down. So maybe within that context, it isn't so surprising.
And what then, Mark, do you make of Francie Malloy's change of heart?
Well, you sometimes get this with election debates, that if somebody thinks they're the front runner, they wonder whether they need to go into a debate with the other candidates. Have they potentially got more to lose than to win? Now, Francie Malloy told the newsletter in a web chat that he was confident of retaining the mid-Ulster seat. It was obviously Martin McGuinness's seat. He said he wasn't complacent. But it may be that was the kind of calculation that they were making, although I should say that Sinn Féin, all they have said to us is, we had agreed if all 4 were there, we're not going to agree if there are only 3.